Why did I choose financial freedom for my speech number 4, which is supposed to be simple words, and finances are not colorful, really. Although our money is colorful. And that's what I thought of finances. I thought they were boring. Couldn't really understand them. And then I heard Dave Ramsey on the radio. And I'm a fan, as you can see. I have a couple of his books. And Financial Peace University, I hosted it at my church. It's a course that you can take. So I'm a big fan of Dave Ramsey. Did you know that money is a really good follower, but it's a terrible leader? Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, if we have any guests, I don't know. I had a budget. And my budget had 0 at the end of the month. I wrote down what I thought we would spend our money on, and by the end of the month I fixed it all up. And there was always 0 left. And we did that for years. At least I had a budget, I suppose. And then one day my brother-in-law came over, and he works with my husband, and when they drive together to work, they always listen to Dave Ramsey on the radio. So he brought a tape for us to listen to. And I was blown away by this radio show guy. He's an amazing speaker. And so from that day, I started listening to Dave Ramsey for 3 hours every day, and I did it for probably at least a whole year. And he says that he has a PhD in DUMB, for those who got it. And that's what qualified him to be able to make this program and to do all of this, because he had a lot to learn. He had over $1 million in real estate, and then the bank decided to call his notes, and he lost everything. And he still had this sports car in his driveway when the hydro man came to turn off his hydro because he couldn't pay his bill. And that was his breaking point, and that's when he started all of this. So Dave Ramsey has 7 steps to freedom that he teaches. And he says that they're Murphy repellent. And if you guys know what the law of Murphy is that if it can go wrong, it will. Well, he says that this is Murphy repellent. And if you follow these steps, Murphy will move out of your spare bedroom. So the 7 steps are, step number 1 is to have $1,000 in the bank. A baby emergency fund. That's simple enough, right? Takes a little bit of time, but you can do it. And step number 2 is to snowball your debts. So you take your smallest debt, and you pay your minimums on all of them. And you take your smallest debt, and you pay the minimum and anything extra. And he says if you have to go and sell pizza at night, if you have to have a garage sale, do whatever you can, and get out of the first one. And then you take all that money and you go to the second one. And you do that to each one, and that snowballs your debts. So that finally they're gone. And people will call up on his radio station and they'll do the I'm debt-free scream. And they'll go, I'm debt-free! And then people clap, and it's just amazing. So I just love listening to the radio station just to hear that. It's really cool. And the first step is very important for the second step, because things will go wrong. And so you need to have that cushion so that when your car breaks down or anything happens, that you're Murphy-free. So step number 3 is to have 3 to 6 months of emergency fund in your bank. So if your job is pretty secure, and no job is really secure, but if it's pretty secure, maybe 3 is enough. And then you do a budget based on you do a budget based on what you need minimally, okay? So maybe you're only going to drive one car instead of two. Maybe you're going to take a little time, spend a little less money on your groceries, okay? And then you're going to take that 3 months and you're going to have it in the bank. And step number 6 is to pay off your mortgage. Now, he says you should only have a 15-year mortgage to begin with. But he says when people get to this step, you know, the average person pays it off in 6 to 7 years. So you pay off your mortgage. And step number 7 is financial freedom. And can you imagine not having a mortgage? Can you imagine not having any debts? And you pay for your cars cash, you pay everything cash? Well, then you're going to have all this money because you don't have to pay a mortgage. And that's financial freedom. And I can't wait to get there.